bonjour, comment allez-vous? Je vais très bien. Hey, I hope everybody had a good week so far. But you know why we're here. We're here to make it better. But in our usual fashion, if you're new, we always toast it up for everybody on the live. So right now, I hope you've got your drinks. That's one of the requirements that we have. You got to have your drink, all right? So here's to everybody on the live. And we hope you had a great holiday season so far. And I know that you've got a lot of New Year's resolutions. And we hope that you stick to them this year. All right, so here's to everybody on the live. Okay, last week we had a good discussion and we talked about, can you love your stepchildren just as much as you love your natural children? And the resounding answer was yes. It's just a different path. But we've had people in our inbox and DMs, and they wanted us to have that discussion. And we had quite a few people last week, and we hope to break that mark tonight. I think we had over 600 people, so hopefully we'll surpass that number tonight. But let me see if my guests are on so that we can get started. If you want to check out our last live and our last discussion, then you can go to my Facebook, okay? So let me bring my co-host on so we can get it started. Hey, Miss O'Neill,
Hey, how you doing?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, how are you?
I'm rested. I'm rested. Left work a little
Okay,
early today.
well, that's a good thing. That's always a good thing. We ain't gonna let 2026 beat us with these jobs, all
No,
right?
we're not. And all they got out of me was 8 hours.
There you go. Masonically, what we say, 8 hours for the worship of God, 8 hours for
For
refreshment
work
and sleep, right? And
and
eight
8 hours
hours
for
for
work.
our usual avocation, which is
And
our job.
you ain't gonna lie, might cut work a little shorter, add more to something else, but it all together they gonna get the 32 hours. What
There
is
you
40
go.
hours for the week, and that's it. That's it.
Hey,
Hey
that's all that's
Jennifer.
necessary.
I can see
Huh?
somebody. I saw somebody I know on here. I'm like, hey Jennifer, because we can't answer you back.
Okay. But I think we can. We just got to figure it out. Because I think I see people responding. I don't know about co-hosts, but I know I can. But I have too much going on trying to respond. So everybody, if I don't respond to you or we don't respond to you, charge it to our heart, our heads, not our hearts. Okay. But anyway, all right. Let me see if Keith is here yet. Yeah, I don't see him. There he is. I think I got you, Keith. Hey, what's
Yo.
going on, boss?
Oh man, a couple things came up in my new reality, man. I'm here. I'm handling some stuff, but yeah, I'm joining. My bad for joining a little late. I know I said I was gonna be, yeah, but we
That's
here.
okay.
Yeah. I'm adjusting. I'm still adjusting. It's still, you know what I mean?
Oh
I'm getting
yeah.
all this. Yeah, but what's up, DeJoya?
She's over there drinking.
Oh, now y'all know I forgot to turn my. Now I got to do say today, but I ain't
Well,
turned
hey,
up
well,
like
you.
that.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, well, you got to pay attention today because what we talking about tonight is going to empower people.
Uh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be good tonight though. I think.
And hey, look, I'm gonna give everybody an opportunity. Go tell your friends, your loved ones to get in the room now. Because I'm
hmm
telling you, this information that we're about to share with you is going to be mind blowing. And a lot of you may not believe it, but we're going to show you how to get to um, the other realm, okay?
That's
And
right.
understand and
You want me to
elevate.
start? You want me to sing that song for them?
What's on, DeJoy?
Come on in the room.
No, that's all right.
Oh,
That's all
okay. I won't sing. Okay, I won't sing.
right. We appreciate the effort, though. I give you an A for effort. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started because I'm telling you, this is a lot of information that we want to leave people with. So, like I said, hey, go on get your friends, go on get your wives, your girls, friends, your significant others, whoever you care about and love, because we're gonna crack the code tonight for y'all. And the subject tonight is gonna be how do we program our subconscious mind for success? Y'all didn't hear me. How do you program our subconscious mind for success? Now just think about that for a moment. If you know that if everybody could tap into their subconscious mind and not let it act according to its default, and you can program it to get what you want in life, you know how many happy people will be on this planet. Now listen, everybody's got the ability to do it. What's missing is the understanding and the belief. So we're going to talk about it, and we're going to get down to it it's going to be undeniable. It doesn't mean that a lot of people are going to go out and start living their lives this way, but the information is going to be undeniable. Okay. Now look, I know some people might think that this is hocus pocus and supernatural and aliens and all of that. When we start talking about the subconscious mind and elevation and all of these things outside of the physical realm, most people are going to think, nah, that ain't possible. All right. Well, we're going to bring some clarity to it. We're going to bring some clarity. I understand why those people think that way. The reason that they think that way is because they have not developed the intestinal fortitude, the willpower, and the determination to make sense of it. Those people who don't believe that you can tap into your subconscious mind and control it and get almost anything that you want out of this life, they have not reached that level of understanding. They have not developed the intestinal fortitude necessary. You've got to be strong. You've got to be one of those people who believe that whatever you dream, you can achieve. You got to have that sort of mentality when we talk about our subconscious mind. Believe me, it's very real. And I can give you, we can sit down over a cup of coffee and a nice cognac, and we can discuss it, and I can give you examples, many examples of where it has manifested in my life and the lives of some of the people that I know. But we operate on a different level. So we want to get everybody on a level of understanding so that they can tap into it too. Now, this is my personal belief. Anytime we deal with the spiritual realm and things that we don't understand, the first thing you have to do is have a strong belief in God, the creator of all things. I don't care what you call him, but in order to tap into your subconscious mind, it's my belief. Now, I haven't read this, but I'm just giving you my belief and my opinion and why it's worked for me. You have to have a strong belief in God because he created everything, including you and me. And we can all go ahead and debate about the baby boomers and the great blast and all of these things and monkeys and all of that stuff. We can debate that all day long. But when you remove everything, all the camouflage, we know that there's a superior architect that created all of this, because nothing comes from nothing. there has to be something to make it start. But that's me. You don't have to believe it. And I'm not saying you have to. You might be able to tap in without that belief and understanding. But what worked for me is my belief that he exists and that he's the creator of all things. Now, if you have that belief, then I believe anything that you want, you can manifest, and you can see how possible it is to tap into your subconscious mind. I say this.
I think you need to put a little caveat in there because I think people get confused when they say, "Oh, well, I do that and I prayed about it." No, prayer and manifestation without work is dead. So
Amen.
even if you say, "Oh, I'm gonna have," and I'm just using this hypothetically, but if you say, "Oh, I'm gonna have $1,000 next week," I'm gonna have $5,000 the week after that. If you don't do the work to get to that point, it's not gonna happen. Because praying is spiritually reaching out to the grand architect of the universe, Yahweh, or whoever you call him, and manifestation is some of that in the same, because you gotta believe it and you gotta get out there, and the work gonna be hard. If anything come easy to me, sometimes I be wanting to throw that jump back in the fire because I be like, wait a minute now,
You're like me.
because
If it comes easy, I'm always
yeah,
questioning.
yeah, because you have to be willing to put in, the hard work. I didn't get to be the lunch lady by just going to work and be like, oh, I'm gonna just pour these things out the can. You have to have some kind of care in what you do, and you also, when it comes to manifestation and prayer and your spirituality, have to have some kind of fear. You supposed to feel like, hey, if I don't do right, God gonna get me for this and that and third. And then don't throw intent in there, because people say, oh, well, the intent was right. If you're doing something blatantly wrong to achieve something, and you know you're doing it, and you saying, well, I want to have this $1,000, I'm gonna go rob this bank to buy this car, I'm gonna go rob this bank to get this necklace. No, not that. That's not what we're talking about. We're actually talking about remaining positive, in what you do. Not only praying that, the Lord stick by you, or the grand architect stick by you as you go on your divine plan, your destiny, but we have to put in the work too.
Hey,
So
Paul. Hey, Jay.
and then, so yeah, so I just wanted to add that in so we don't get no confusion out here with
And
that.
look, I want to be clear. We're not going to turn this into a Bible study or get too caught up into the biblical concept of of things or spirituality. We're talking about your subconscious mind. That's what the
Right.
subject is for tonight. How do you program your subconscious mind for success? Now, here's one thing. It's very simple to me. I believe you only have to ask yourself one simple question. And that question is, why would something happen for me or in my favor if I don't believe that it can happen? Why would something happen? I mean, y'all listen to me. Why would I believe that something good would happen to or for me if I don't believe it will happen? A lot of people make that mistake. They half-heartedly believe because they're in that pressure cooker. It's easy to persuade a person when you put them in difficult circumstances to make a decision. It's easier because you've got that external force and that factor. But it's very simple to me. I don't expect anything to happen good for me if I don't believe that it can happen. And that's combined with my effort. As DeJoya said, you have to put in work. You have to do something to manifest it. Things are not just going to happen for you because you're you. We're all special. No one is more special than the other. But those who get the message, they know how to channel all of their energy into something positive so that whatever they desire or whatever they're looking for, it can happen. So That's the rule of thumb. Your first thing is to believe that it can happen. That's how you program your subconscious mind. We're going to talk all about the different variables and aspects of how you control your subconscious mind. But first of all, it starts with the belief. And that belief has to be something positive that you take the effort to achieve, and you channel all your energy into that one thing. It's a very, very basic concept, and it's logical to me. And I'm telling you, as I look at you all in the face right now, in those ebony eyes, it works because it's worked for me. Trust and believe. Programming our subconscious mind for success is about belief, it's about repetition, it's about emotion, and it's about identity. Those things are used to program your subconscious mind. What you believe, what you do repetitiously, your emotions, and identity. The subconscious mind does not reason or debate. Your subconscious mind is not going to argue with you on anything. If you choose to do something, it's going to fall, right? And when I say that, I don't mean that whatever you will, not will, but W-I-L-L in quotation, whatever you will is going to happen. What I'm trying to tell you is that without those things, your subconscious mind is not going to know what to do. So they don't use logic, they don't reason, and they don't debate with anything that's your thought process. They don't try to change you. You have to feed your subconscious mind. It accepts what is repeatedly shown. So, in other words, what you do daily, what you do out of habit, your subconscious mind will accept that.
Meaning the consistency meaning you have to remain consistent with a lot of things. People don't do that. If it doesn't work for somebody in 5 minutes, then they give up. You cannot do that. Just like I look at myself as my biggest competition in my own business. You know what I mean? It takes 5 to 7 years to get a profit out of business. Huh?
Now it's just speaking. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, it takes 5 to 7 years, to get a profit out your business. But the same is with you manifesting where you are. As I said, and I use that word divine plan and divine, the divine plan and your destiny. If you don't have the consistency there, if you don't have the push there, you can't just give up. Because if you give up, your mind is gonna be like, oh, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes if you keep going and you go and you go, the more you go, the more you'll be pushed to do better. To know better is to know better, So
and what you're saying is very, very true, but it all starts with belief. If you don't believe it, I mean, that is it's a no-brainer.
Well, that's true, but when people say they believe a lot of things, like I said, if it don't happen in a couple of days, then they give up. When you believe something, that really means you got to keep going at it. You got to keep going at it. You just can't say, "Oh, I believe this," and then tomorrow, because you don't get what you want, you're quitting. You have to keep going.
The reason that people quit, the reason people quit is because they started for the wrong reason. Whatever it is that you want to do, your dream has to be an emotional dream. Something that keeps you up at night. Something that you just can't live without, but you don't know how to get to it. That is really when a lot of different things start happening. A lot of people allow life to affect what they dream about. They allow their circumstances to dictate what their dreams and goals are. As a saying I learned a long time ago from a wise man, he said, if the dreams are big enough, the facts don't count. It doesn't matter what you're going through. You have to know why you want to do what you want to do. One of the 7 habits of highly effective people, right? Franklin Covey, one of them is begin with the end in mind. You got to play chess and not checkers. A lot of people tap out because they don't have a plan. They have no idea what they're doing. They're just winging it and going with whatever. No, you have to have some type of plan. Doesn't mean it's probably not going to work out the way you lay it out. Most likely it won't. But at least you have some type of focus. You can't steer a parked car. So first thing is identify what exactly it is that you're trying to do. And all the other things, that we're talking about, yes, we're talking about getting to the basic, right? The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a joke and the truth. That's why you have to be careful what you speak. That's why you have to be careful who you allow around you to speak over you in certain situations or speak about you or what they say to you, because you cannot get to where you need to get to because people who don't understand energy and frequency and all the different stuff, you could have the wrong people around you that's killing the whole thing. And your blessings get blocked. And people wonder why. Why isn't this happening for me? Why isn't this happening? Because you got some people in your circle that's bad energy, whether they're directly putting it on you or not. And that's what people don't understand. And when your subconscious really, really kicks in, you become more in tune to those things. You want to stay away from it. It affects your peace. And you won't allow these things to happen. And this is before we talk about making money or setting something up or whatever. No, money ain't got nothing to do with subconscious mind. What it has to do with, very simply, are you positive or negative? Go ahead, Mr. G.
Yeah, and you made a very good point. The people around you, you may see your failure as a success, or you may not see it as a success, but you may never be able to figure it out. And that's because people around you may have energy. You don't know the bad energy. You don't know what they're saying when you're not in their presence or how they're feeling about you. So if you program your subconscious mind for success, as Keith said, you're going to be able to identify these things early on, because the more negativity that you remove from your subconscious mind, the more effective it could work toward getting you what you want. Now, I said there were 4 things: that belief, repetition, emotion, and identity. Those are the things that your subconscious mind controls. Your subconscious mind controls your habits, your beliefs, your emotions, and identity. Now, I'm going to explain to you all what identity means, because some people may not understand that. Your subconscious mind, it reacts. It learns through repetition and emotions. Your subconscious mind learns through repetition and emotion. For example, if you get out the bed every morning and consistently complain about how bad the job is, your subconscious mind is going to react to that. So you ever ask yourself why? When you go to work, you got a boss, and it's difficult, people. I'm not saying that it's an easy thing to conquer. You go to work every day, and you got this boss that ain't going to do right no matter what. But still yet, you need to stay gainfully employed. You ever wonder why, when you wake up and that emotion is already planted in your subconscious mind, why things never turn out right? Or why your day is bad all day long? It's because your subconscious mind is acting out what you fed it. That repetition, if you do it every single morning, repetition and habit is something that we do consistently over and over. It cannot tell the difference between real experiences or vividly imagined ones. It can't tell the difference between real experiences and vividly imagined ones. So your real experience is that the boss is a piece of ish, and he's not a good or effective leader. That's your experience. Now, when you exaggerate it or you make it seem worse than what it is, your subconscious mind doesn't say, okay, well, she don't really mean that. She's just emotional. It cannot tell the difference, because if you have that kind of energy, that's what you're feeding your subconscious mind. It acts on identity and not on goals. So let me switch it up for a minute. First of all, your subconscious mind is always listening to everything that you say. It doesn't have to be verbal. It could be your body language. It could be your emotions. It could be your psychological state. It could be all those things that encompass and make up who you are. But it's always listening so that it can act on something. And if you feed it negativity, it's going to act on it. All right? So it's always listening. That's the first thing that we need to understand. Your subconscious mind never sleeps. Even when you sleep, your subconscious mind is awake.
Yeah.
You know? Now, and it listens more. Y'all hear me now? It listens more when you're emotional, when you're relaxed, when you're tired, or when you repeat patterns. It listens more when you're in an emotional state, when you're relaxed, when you're tired, or when you repeat patterns. As I stated earlier, the subconscious mind obeys identity, not vague requests. It obeys identity. And I'm going to make sure you have a clear understanding of what identity is, not vague requests. When I said I wanted to get $1 million, I didn't set out to say I'm going to get $1 million. I set out some things that I was going to do to get to $1 million.
There you go. Break it down.
You know?
They think we be chasing money, man. Break it down, man.
Yeah. So that's the biggest difference. Everybody says, man, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire. But nobody sets out, as Keith said earlier, eloquently, that you have to have a plan. When you say you want $1 million, what is your path to that $1 million? First thing, I've got to disconnect from all the negativity in my life. Now, you may say it's impossible, but now you can shut anything off, even if you're in that environment, because your supernatural, your ability to think and to govern yourself, your own ability to govern you, is something that you control solely. So even if you're in a negative environment, you can block out negativity. And I've done that before. All right? When I was in the military, in Desert Storm, Desert Shield, that's a negative environment. That's war. But at not one time was I, oh, it's me, or I'm going to die, nothing like anything like that. What my thing was, I've got to do this so that I can get home. I've got to do this so that my comrades are safe. I've got to do these things, so I mastered or tried to master those things that I had to do. Again, I'm not saying that I'm going to keep everybody safe. I said I got to be able to shoot this M60, even though I'm not an infantry guy. I got to be able to drive this tank, even though I'm not an infantry guy. So I hang around and I see. So that was my plan to success. And I'm telling everybody on the line, and we've got another full house. And of course, we love all y'all, and thank you all for coming in. But so the first thing, you have to have a course of action. Your subconscious mind acts on identity. So I said something about that, but I'm going to make it real simple. So you all, because I really truly want y'all to get this, because I'm telling you, your life will be so much better when you understand it. Those are the things. Your physical strength and your physical realm that you live in is probably the weakest state of a man, because your environment has a lot to do with it. Other people have a lot to do with all of that. But your subconscious mind, you control that solely. Just think about how powerful that is if you learn how to use it properly, not just to feel good and then just cast it aside. This is something that you have to program and use every single day of your life. And the more you use it, the more effective and freer you become from all the obstacles and distractions that keep you from that manifestation. So I said, it acts on identity. And I'm sure you all want to know what that means. Let me give you an example. Let me wet my throat first.
All right, let me give you this before you give the example.
Okay.
This is the one thing I want to say to people is that everything that Mr. G is saying, the biggest thing with that is that the subconscious mind has to see a match or a consistency between your words and your actions. Because not only do your words program the subconscious mind, but your actions also. So if you say said things, but then you don't do it, your subconscious mind now doesn't know what to do. So now you're at a stalemate. So when we talk about being accountable and all these things, being accountable to yourself, success is a journey. So what exactly is success? Some people think it's money based. No, success is a journey. It's about what you become. Some of it may be money, some of it's not. Some of it's growth, everything. But the point is, if your words don't match your actions, your subconscious mind can't process that. And that's another thing that blocks you. Go ahead, Mr. G.
Absolutely. So with that analysis, what he just said, you confuse your subconscious mind. If you say you're going to do something and your actions, as he said, does not match it, then your subconscious mind is confused. And remember, we're talking about how to activate your subconscious mind. It's always there, and it's a powerful tool if you know how to use it. So if you're doing everything to take away from that power that you have within yourself to activate and use your subconscious mind, then it's just laying dormant. And it's actively always there. It's always there. So when you do something, it's going to figure out what it should do. And if you confuse it, it doesn't know what to do, if that makes sense. So
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say that every day on a daily basis now, not just since New Year's, because I started this even before the previous year was out. I deposit into my self-conscious bank every day, if that makes sense. Meaning I have learned to do something different or to enhance me and my journey and the blueprint every day. You know what I mean? If y'all know me, then you know we laughed about this earlier. I would be coming in from work just now. You know, I want to get everything done. I want to get ahead. I want this and I want that. And now I realize the more of my life I give them, I take it away from doing what I know I need to do for me and to better myself. You know, you can't keep bettering other things if you don't make yourself better. And some things ain't worth you making better. You have to learn to concentrate more on you, more on the things that you would like to see happen for yourself and for those around you. So every day I pick something new to deposit into my bank account, into being a better me bank account, you know. So I mean, if that makes sense to anybody, I know we all
Yeah,
have,
it makes sense.
yeah, we all have different perspectives because we come from different backgrounds. So sometimes for me, the things that they talk about, I gotta make it a little simpler
No, that makes sense
for
what you're saying. You're
for
saying the
yeah,
same
for me,
thing.
you
That
know.
makes
Yeah.
So
perfect sense.
yeah, so if that makes sense to anybody, learn to make a deposit into your bank account every day, into you every day.
Now, and let me say this, since you said that, most people who are successful, I'm not saying all, they don't want you to have these secrets. Uh, and they aren't really secrets. Everyone has the ability to do so, but there's some stages that you have to go through to develop your subconscious mind in being successful. So your employer or your government or your corporate level organization, your big banks, your big farmers, they're not going to want you to know these things, because not only with your subconscious mind can you will the things that you want in life, it can improve your health. It can improve a lot of different things. It can improve your living instead of you trying to improve and only existing. There's a difference between living and existing. Most people don't live, they exist. When you live, you understand what your purpose is. You understand your God-given powers, and you use those powers to elevate your life and the people around you. That's the difference. All right? So I keep saying that it's not, it acts on identity and not goals. So let me give you an example. If you're saying, I want to be successful, I want to have $1 million, I want to change my life, none of those are identifying traits. What's identifiable about how to be successful? What does that mean?
That means you just talking to yourself to hear you talk and
Absolutely.
say that because maybe that may make you think that's making you feel better. Cause if y'all think about it, we've all done that as kids, or we've all done that. You get in trouble, you get popped on the hand. I'm not gonna do it no more. I'm gonna do better, mommy. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
So you have to get out of that mode of just saying that I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna this. I'm gonna that. That's dead weight. That's empty words. You know, fill your words up. That's all I can tell you. Fill them up.
So, for everybody on the live, what does that mean? When you say, I want to be successful, how do you expect your subconscious mind to act on that? What does that mean? They're supposed to assume you want to work at McDonald's. Your subconscious mind is supposed to assume that you just want to go rob a bank and not get caught. And again, as Keith said, what is success? For some people, it's different than for other people. So I'm telling you, here's the formula. Stop saying, I want to be successful. I want to be a millionaire. I want to have a big white house with a picket fence and 3 dogs and a swimming pool. I want all these things. Start channeling your words, because your words are very powerful, into defined measures so that your subconscious mind can act on it. So instead of saying that, because I don't care how many times you say, I want to be successful, your subconscious mind is not going to act on it. And that's proven. That's true. But if you say, I am a disciplined, focused person, and I finish everything I start. Now you've given your subconscious mind some direction. It can understand discipline, it can understand focus, it can understand you finish everything you start. So even, I'm saying do this, but even if you're trying to rob a bank, your subconscious mind is going to lean into it. Now that's negativity, but I'm just saying, I'm just giving you an example for illustration purposes. If you say that I am a focused person, now you can work towards success, because now whatever you focus on, your subconscious mind can channel that energy. When you say I'm a disciplined person, your subconscious mind can focus and direct that energy to that.
100%. And then as you move about, round and about, now you might meet somebody that you weren't supposed to meet, and you wonder how you met them. Well, it's because of what you just said. You started programming your subconscious mind, and you tapping into that energy of where you're trying to go. You can't quantify it, but you're like, wow. And you meet this person, or you meet that person. Just like me and you were talking on the phone earlier. Was it today or yesterday, about how we met by accident. I'm telling you guys, it's true. This is so real. I met DeJoya by accident. Like, it's crazy. Like, when you really are tapped in.
They think it's hocus pocus.
Nah, I'm in New Jersey. Y'all in Georgia, but my boys in Jersey connected me to you by accident. And here we are, 11 years, going on 12 years later. DeJoya, however long. It's crazy. So we're not making this up, people.
It ain't a friendship where we're doing extraordinary things.
We doing some extraordinary things that we can't even talk about right now yet. But yeah.
So it's a difference. It's a difference. And that's what I mean, man. I'm trying to get people to understand. Get from around people who are still, as I read one time, it says still people, still doing the same thing, still always in the same place. Get from around those kind of people, because you're not going to be able to grow. When you get into a situation, as Keith just said, once your mind understands that you want better for yourself, not just part-time, but you are diligently working toward improving your life, tapping into your subconscious mind, programming your subconscious mind to be successful. I say, I'm going to write a book today, right? And I'm going to focus my attention on that writing. Now I'm giving my subconscious mind some direction. Without direction, your subconscious mind will not act on it. That's why when we're talking about these generic responses, I want to be successful, I want to be a millionaire, we are failing the test, people. We can't do that. We have to be more specific and descriptive, and we have to make sure that we're giving the same energy that we're demanding from our subconscious mind. We have to meet that with our efforts. If we're not using what we have, all our resources, all our energy, as I asked the first question, how do you expect something good to happen to you if you don't believe it combined with your effort? You have to combine your effort with your beliefs, but it starts with your belief. So, in the example I gave, I want to be successful. No, you want to say I'm disciplined, I'm a focused person, and I finish what I start. That is identifiable. You can identify specific tasks and actions that your subconscious mind will act on. Those things are descriptive, where successful is broad and generic. I want to be successful. What the hell does that mean? I want to be able to get out the bed without falling.
No, that's just something that sounds good. You find and I'm not knocking any public speakers on here, because I fall in that category as well. But a lot of times, when you go to work and stuff, and you have all these public speakers come, they say all this stuff that sounds really good, right? Really, it sounds really, really good, and
They're
half the time.
motivational. They're motivational speakers.
But
They're
I'm
there
about
to
to tell you,
motivate.
half the time they ain't doing that junk in real life because I know some of them in real life, and I'm gonna tell you right now. So when we say those things, it sounds really, really good to us, and it's a real boost and this and that. But guess what? If it's empty. If you're not willing to do it, be about it, be about that business, stand on business. T. Our little son said, that's where you got to get to. Because again, like I said, I run into these people all the time at work, and I look at them and I be like, hey, I remember you from somewhere, and they'll be like, yeah, I spoke at the meeting or I spoke at the thing, and then I go behind the corner somewhere and giggle, and I be like, what the hell happened between then and now? So the same thing, you have to pass off that kind of energy too, you know, in real life.
Absolutely.
In
Listen,
real life.
let me ask you all a question. You know how you meet somebody? It could be in person and sometimes even over the phone. When you meet somebody and you hear them speak, or you watch their demeanor, or you watch their actions, have you ever just said, nah, I'm gonna use Keith's word, I'm not vibing with that person. I'm not vibing. You know what I mean? That's a thing. That's the energy where your subconscious mind and also your subconscious mind protects you if you use it for that particular reason. So we've all had those situations where we met people like, nah, I don't think he's my kind of person or she's my kind of person. And that's your not and see a lot of people confuse intuition with their subconscious mind. If you see it visually and you think that you programming your subconscious mind to act on negativity or those type of vibes. I hope that makes sense. You are training your subconscious mind to act a certain way. When you use broad statements, it does not do anything to your subconscious mind. Specific traits, descriptive traits, wake your subconscious mind. Let me say that again. When you use broad and generic statements, it does not do anything to influence your subconscious mind. When you use descriptive actions, it wakes up your subconscious mind. So instead of saying, I'm going to make a lot of money, one day I'm going to make a lot of money. What does that tell your subconscious mind? It doesn't know how to act on, I'm going to make a lot of money. Who, what, when, where, and how. Now, if we use descriptive words followed by our efforts, and we say something like, I'm going to start a real estate company, and I'm going to show at least 5 houses per week. Now you've given your subconscious mind some direction, and it will act on that because you're being specific. It's important that we learn how to speak right. You have to learn how to talk right. Number one, you should never speak negatively about yourself, never. Because your subconscious mind does not know whether or not you're serious or whether or not you're joking or playing around. So you should never speak negatively about yourself. When you speak negatively about yourself, your subconscious mind is listening. We got to remember that words are seeds that grow. Words that you use that fall out of your mouth. And who is that? Chris Tucker. Do you hear the word that fall out
Do
of
you
my mouth?
understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Do you?
When your words are very powerful. I can't emphasize that enough. People that know me, I know DeJoya and Keith and some others, they know I'm always talking about how powerful your words are. Because I know you have the power of life and death in your tongue. Now, we don't want to get too dramatic about that, so I'm going to clarify that. I don't mean that you guys speak and then somebody dies. That's not what I'm saying. All right. But your words are very powerful. Hey, Callie, and you have to understand, if you say, I can't fix the sink. Now, that's descriptive, right? Isn't that descriptive, DeJoya? I can't fix the sink. That's descriptive. So your subconscious mind will understand that. And guess what? You ain't going to be able to fix the sink. Because anything that goes wrong, your subconscious mind has you programmed your subconscious mind through your words and through your thoughts by saying, I can't fix the sink.
Well, that's why they should learn. I can't fix the sink. Let me go chat GPT it.
Now, when you say you can't, and you say you can't, but listen, when you go to chat GPT, at least you're making some effort. Your subconscious mind will match that effort.
Yeah.
Now, you gave a good, I'm glad you said that. Bravo, bravi. I'm glad you said that because that makes it real simple. Yeah, if you go to chat GPT and the first thing out of your mouth is that I can fix this thing. I don't care what it takes, I can fix it. And you go to chat GPT, guess what your subconscious mind is going to do? It's going to give you the understanding. It's going to assist you in fixing that thing. Now, you ain't going to have no out-of-body experience where they jump out your body and get beside you and start turning some wrenches. But
and if Chat GPT and Gemini don't work on my phone, I'll be like, Grandmaster Branch, I need y'all to come over here and fix this sink because I tried and there's water everywhere. So first I need y'all to fix what I messed up or I tried to fix, and then I
think about that. I'm telling you, I've seen this happen. Listen, I don't want people to get scared, get scared. I don't want y'all to get scared because I'm giving you some examples. I know that let's say I needed some money and I'm always having something working. So I'm always active doing something. And I'm down to like, man, what I'm going to do. I need to do this. I need to do that. But I've got all these things stirring. And then when I finally get to the project and whatnot, walk to the mailbox, there's a $100,000 check. Not just free, but you understand what I'm saying? But I'm saying, now people say, well, if you worked and you earned it, then yeah, it's going to come. But it don't come in the time that you need it the most. How many times where you work and you've been waiting on your check, right? And it's delayed or whatnot. And whatever happens, for whatever reason to cause that that action, now you got to react. Now I've got to do something because I got to pay my rent. I got to do this and that. And then when you get right to that point, money shows up.
Listen, I done learned to be I done learned to be Kim Possible in real life. Y'all ever watch that cartoon? Y'all should. Cause I just KIM it, I keep it moving. You know what I mean?
What is that?
Watch Kim Possible. She can do anything. Her and Run. Kim Possible. It's cartoons. It used to come on. Taheem had me start watching Kim Possible at work. I'd be like, Kim, I'm a Kim. I keep it moving, and I say that, I know it
Thank
may
you.
sound, funny, but he used to tell me that all the time. He'd be like, you know what, sir, I can't do this, and he'll be like, keep it moving. That's his words, y'all. On this line, he'll be like, well, just keep it moving. Well, you gotta eat, right? I'd be like, yeah, but my account gonna be negative. I don't care. Go buy something to eat. Then I'd be like, well, I gotta pay this light bill or this gas bill. Well, you want it to go off? No, sir. We'll pay the gas bill. So it's like things
Yeah,
just
yeah.
continue to. If you keep things moving, KIM, watch Kim Possible, y'all. It's old, but y'all should. But if you just be a Kim in your life and keep it moving, a lot of things will happen, and then you like, well, how did I do this, and how did I do that, and how did this happen? You just have to get to a point where you realize that you gonna stand in the road for a little while, but it's sooner or later you gonna have to go to the right side or the left side. Y'all know how if you standing somewhere, you be in New Mexico on one side of the road and Old Mexico on the other, you gonna stay in the old or you gonna move over to the new. It's one of them. So I know it sounds like a crazy analogy, but I'm telling y'all it worked. It
Listen,
worked.
it's a real thing, and I want people to. I mean, we're making light of it now. My mother was a God fearing, or is a God fearing woman, and all of her life she's been that way. And I studied her all my life, and I've never seen her worry. Not about money, not about no cars, not about no houses, not about health. And now she's 93 years old and almost in better shape than I am. So I say that to let people know it's not just from my perspective. There, a lot of times when people speak on things, they say, okay, well, you got a one-sided view. No. It's, I've been around the world twice, in the military and music. So I've seen some things, and I've seen how people who have developed their subconscious mind, who understand life, how their lives are so much different than people who are always worrying, people who really have not. And listen, it reacts to habits, right? It reacts to what we do consistently. That's what our subconscious mind do. So we got people who've been doing the same thing for 30 years, 40, 50 years. You ain't got no more money. You ain't got no bigger house. You don't look no prettier, nothing. So that tells me you ain't doing something right. Now, I'm not foolish. If it ain't working for me, it ain't going to take me long to discard it and try something new. So I say that we have people who have been doing that all their life. So what we're telling you now, starting the new year off right, there's a way that you can manifest. There's a way you can program your subconscious mind so that you can get what you want. That don't mean everybody's going to wake up tomorrow who reviews this live and 2 days from now they're going to be filthy rich. That's not what it means. You have to change certain things in your life. Your life doesn't change by chance. It changed by making changes. So let's change our lives and we'll be all right. Now I spoke about you can speak life or death through the tongue. And I don't want to be dramatic, because causing death by speaking is real. It's been proven. It's been historically recorded. But it's not our words alone that may cause it. But they can certainly influence it. Once you understand your subconscious mind. Let me give you an example. If your partner drinks, right? And they drink until they're drunk. And they decide to go out and drink, and they've done it before. And because you're upset and fuming out of anger, you say, I told you to stop drinking and driving. So go ahead and kill yourself. Now, it could happen. It don't mean your words alone cause it to happen. But your influence and the drunkenness and the driving and your words, because you're angry, may contribute to it. So there's a difference. This is not magic. So I want to be clear on that. This is not magic, but it is real when you talk about positivity and changing your life for the better. And to change your life, you have to be willing to change somebody else's life. Amen. To change your life, you have to be willing to change somebody else's life, because none of us are born to be independent of each other. We're all born to be dependent on each other. I can be the perfect driver, obey all the signs. If somebody out there that can't drive and swerving and drunk and all that kind of stuff, does that not affect me? Yes, it does. Because if they cause a wreck, then I'm late for work. I like to give these examples so people can understand. This is not hocus pocus. If you put it in the right perspective, you can see how that light bulb should go off and say, oh, that is true. We are created to be dependent on each other. If somebody builds my house and they do a shabby job and the roof falls in, am I not affected? So we have to depend on that individual to build my house as if he would build his own. Even from the lowest level to the highest level. When the garbage man, we have to depend on him to pick up the garbage, because if he does not pick up the garbage, our homes are going to become infested. Our neighborhoods are going to become diseased. So we depend on each other. Now, we should always speak positive affirmations daily. We're telling you how to program your subconscious mind. We should always speak positive affirmations daily. Build a dream board. You say, oh man, ain't nobody got time for that message. You just thought, okay, you got time to be broke. If you are, so you got time. Get yourself a mentor. Learn how to set and track your goals. We're training our subconscious mind. Speak positive affirmations daily. Build a dream board. Get a mentor. Learn how to set and track your goals. And most important, learn how to be accountable to yourself. Learn how to be accountable to yourself first. And by all means, and any means necessary, as Brother Malcolm would say, be careful with
Hold on. By any means necessary. Now, you know that's by any means. Let's get it all together. By any means
You're right.
necessary. Okay.
I apologize. I
Thank
know
you.
you was gonna correct me. That's why I looked dead at you when I said it. Because I know you're a Malcolm fan. But by all means necessary, make sure and be careful that you associate with the right people. Another thing you need to do is think more about investing versus spending. Most of us, we've been programmed to spend every dime we get. If we want to be successful, start thinking more about investing than spending. I don't care how much you have or how little you have. You can always save. You can always build something. You should develop an abundance mentality versus a lack mentality. What they say, The glass can be half full or half empty. To me, it's always half full. It ain't ever half empty. That's the mentality we have to develop. You have emotional dreams, but you have to make sure that you crystallize them. That means that you have to see your dreams as a reality. You have to see what. Let me ask y'all something. Man, I'm telling you. Why do you think you have dreams? Nobody knows?
Well, I'm gonna hear what you say, then I'm gonna tell you what I say. Go ahead.
You have dreams because there's something that's inside of you that gives you that vision. That is part of your purpose. Your dreams, if you cultivate them, if you crystallize them, they become part of your purpose. So you may be thinking that, okay, and I'm just using this as an example. I'm going to sell 10 homes. I'm going to establish my own real estate company, and I know I'm going to make $10 million. That may be what you program your subconscious mind to do. But in your dreams, you make that reality by putting it together with your beliefs and your efforts. But in the long haul, that money that you make, your intent may be to feed the homeless or shelter the homeless or whatever. But the grand architects, because there's different echelons, it's a hierarchy when we talk about our subconscious mind compared to our spiritual blessings, compared to all of those things that are outside of our normal reasoning. The long term, it may be for you to do something else. But through that, your subconscious mind developed and granted what you wanted because of your efforts. So that part of it is true, but you don't know how deep it goes. Your dreams are something that's outside of this world, and they're unique to you. No one has the same dream. When somebody tells you, oh man, I had the same dream. Now you had a similar dream, but no one has the same dream. I can guarantee you that. But go ahead, Miss O'Neill.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be honest, and it's just been my experience.
Well, we want you
You know I'm going to.
to.
Um, but most of the time when I have dreams, my dreams bring clarity to what I'm doing or what I would like to do or what I'm manifesting should be done. And I cause I think you and I have had this conversation, I'd be like, I could have swore it feel like I did this before. You know, when they talk about the deja vu kind of thing.
Right.
And a lot of times I will lay down with things on my mind and I'll write them down and be like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. And so that's what's in my dreams at night. And when I wake up, I have clarity. Now, and I know, we're talking about different things here, and I don't know what other people's experiences have been. But if I think about it hard enough, like he said, if I dream it, I'm gonna do it. And he'll tell you that about me. We everything we do in the lodge, and they say we can't do this. I'd be like, yes, I can. And they'd be like looking this up. I'd be like, we ain't finna pay a $99 billion for that. I can make this. And they'll laugh at me. He'll tell you the sisters will laugh at me, and I'll be like, oh, let me show y'all this. So that kind of thing is true. And back to everything we're saying and what he said in the beginning, you have to be spiritually connected, and you have to clear your mind when you go to your little thinking chair or whatever you call it, and I got something going on. I totally clear my mind, because I tell him, nah, I ain't gonna try that right now because my thoughts ain't right. And this is in real life for me, y'all. So maybe I hope that this whole thing brought clarity to everyone else, and to know it can happen. I know my mind is a powerful, how they say the mind is a power of some to waste with the united way. So that is so true. So
Hey,
for
Miss
me,
O'Neill. But see,
no.
here's the thing. And I like to be clear. This is
Yeah.
not for people who don't believe, because I could care less.
Right.
I would hope that people are here to understand and to enhance their lives. So, because
So,
again, as a part of your subconscious mind is what do you devote your time and attention to? So I can't worry about people who don't believe. You know what I mean? Or I can't believe. It's just like having a project,
yeah.
and I got a group of people that say I can't do it, and I've got 2 or 3 people that say I can. I can't worry about the people who say I can't. Subconscious mind will not follow that. I'm going to follow those that are with me. So
Yeah.
now, programming our subconscious mind for success is about repeatedly feeding it clear emotional charge messages until they become automatic. Let me say that again. It's about feeding your subconscious mind clear emotionally charged messages until they become automatic beliefs and behavior. When you do something repetitiously, when you do it over and over, right, it becomes a habit. What do we say about our subconscious mind? Once you define that particular thought or thing or action, once you define it, the subconscious mind will act on it. So we feed it clear, emotionally charged messages until they become automatic. If you believe in God, you don't have to study to believe. It's automatic now. If you know how to play the piano, you don't have to learn it anymore. You can always improve, but it's automatic to play. So that's the point that we need to make to people. If it's clear and it's charged emotionally, then it understands it. And it should become automatic. Since the subconscious mind does not reason, it's not like us. It don't reason like we try to reason for logic and understanding. It doesn't really. It accepts what is repeated and emotionally reinforced. It accepts what is repeated. So this repeated behavior, these repeated actions, and what we reinforce emotionally is what it listens to. This process is systemic and practical. Whatever we consistently think, say, and feel, y'all don't hear me. Whatever we consistently think, say, and feel, our subconscious mind accepts it as the truth. Amen. It accepts it as the truth. The first thing, if we want to program it, our subconscious mind, is to create visualizations. We have to visualize it, right? Or mentally rehearse it. Remember, your brain responds to imagined success. So what you think, your brain responds to imagined success as if it were real. So if you imagine something, your brain, it's not real to your brain. It responds to it as if it was real. So what does that tell us? If we believe it, then it becomes part of our reality. This is how we form those visual images for success. When we dream it, when we think about it, we form those images for success. And you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. You just need to try it. At least give it a try. All those things I said earlier, at least give it a try. And when you start winning, don't forget to come back here and give us our cut. All right? Because we're going to be here. I'm monitoring everybody. All right. First, here's what you need to do. If you close your eyes, you have to already see yourself winning. You have to always see yourself winning. In terms of money, I try to make sure nobody never knows how much money I got. And the reason I do that, is for good reason. Is because I want people to treat me a certain kind of way as if I didn't have anything. And that's how my parents and my grandmother and aunties, they taught us to be that way. It's the art of being humble. So you have to close your eyes and see yourself winning already. Not hoping, but already winning. Second, you have to add your facial expression to it, your body posture, and your emotions. Relief, pride, and confidence. You're not worried about anything. That's relief. Pride in knowing what you're doing. Confidence in knowing that you can get it done. Next, y'all go back and look at these lines, because these pointers, these are clinical methods that get you to where we're trying to get you, right? Hold the image in your mind for 2 to 5 minutes. And you do this on a daily basis. I've been doing it for a long time. Short and consistent beats long and occasional. 2 to 5 minutes every day. Everybody's got that. Next, do a self-talk audit. And this is critical. Your inner dialogue is constant, subconscious programming. In other words, what you say, how you talk, and think. Now, and your talking doesn't have to be verbal. Your subconscious mind can read your thoughts as well. And if you're being negative, and if you're not having that positive self-talk, you're programming your subconscious to be negative or non-reactive. Because again, what happens? It will not act on anything that's vague. But if you have certain thoughts, I can't fix the sink. You're programming your subconscious mind so that you can't fix the sink. Now, you need to stay away from negative phrases. I always mess things up. I've talked to people in the past, particularly when I was in the military, and they used to tell me, First Sergeant, I can't do that. I can't qualify. I'm like, nah, sure you can. You can qualify. I look at it like this. If one person did it, then why can't you do it? So we have to stay away from, I can't do this. I always mess things up. This never works for me. I'm tired of being broke. Who ain't tired from being broke if they're broke? That goes without saying. So we need to refrain from that type of language. First of all, you have to shift your thinking to, I'm learning and improving every day. I'm learning and improving every day. Hey, Mitch, what's happening? That way things will work out in your favor. Now listen, here's the most important thing. I think Keith said this earlier, and I kind of reiterated it. Even when you're joking negatively, your subconscious mind takes it literally. So you shouldn't joke negatively about yourself. You should always speak positive affirmations about yourself. And what do we say? You should do that daily. Now, a lot of you are going to say, I ain't got time for all that. That ain't nothing but some nonsense. Again, you got time to be broke. right? You got time to do the same thing you've been doing for the last 30 years and haven't elevated your life or changed your financial position or done anything positive with your life. And you don't have time to take 2 to 5 minutes to concentrate on positive affirmations in hopes to elevate and change your life. I get it. Environmental programming is also important. This is your surroundings. Remember, we're talking about people. It includes people, it includes places, and it includes things. So your environmental surroundings is very important, and they influence your subconscious mind. I mean, you won't believe some of the things that I can tell you where, some things just worked out in my favor once I removed certain things and habits and people from my life. Your surroundings are silent teachers. They don't have to speak a word. Just being in that environment is a silent teacher. You're going to get a lesson from it, one way or the other. So they're silent. Your environment is. It doesn't have to speak words to you. To remove negativity, you can start by reading success-oriented content. I mean, Keith does that all the time, and he tells us all about it. That's how I get smart sometimes. I listen to him tell me about the books he's read and, the Law of Power and all of these different books, and I just kind of steal from him. But you can start by just
You be
reading.
getting our stuff wrong. You be getting our stuff wrong. It's the 48 Laws of Power.
Well, you know what I mean.
So people might want to go look it up. Now, come on.
Hey, that tells you I haven't read it, but I got enough information from you all that I can use it, so I'm good. You know what I mean? So we have to, you can start by reading stuff like that and listen to empowering audio. And most importantly, limit exposure to negativity. If you don't do the first two, you can limit your exposure to negativity. Now, let me give y'all a jewel. We all are social beings, and we're built that way. So we have a need to be around other people socially. Here's the key when you're programming your subconscious mind for success. When you choose that social environment or those people, you have to choose people who reflect where you're going, not where you are. Let me say that again. You have to choose people in your circle who reflect where you're going and not where you are. All of our friends are in the same category, right? All of our friends, we work at the same place. We got the same income bracket. We got the same social hangouts. We got the same social environment, the whole nine. You got to get from around those people. You don't have to leave them. And don't get me wrong, we're not facetious and we're not naive. We're not saying pick up tomorrow and move to the moon. What we're saying is when you start to elevate and change your life and program your subconscious mind, what you're starting to do is wean things off. Start making those smart and subtle changes in your life, and you will see it start working in your favor. Consistency is always better than long and inconsistent. If you're consistent in removing that negativity from your life, you're going to be okay. Remember what they say. Birds of a feather flock together. And that's true. And here's another thing I can guarantee you. If you hang around 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th one tomorrow. I guarantee it. If you hang around 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th broke one. Maybe not tomorrow, but soon, if you continue to hang around. Your subconscious mind learns by association. So if you're associating with that, or those type of people, are in those specific environments, then that's what your subconscious mind is going to learn. And it's going to act on just solely that, nothing else. And we can't expect it to. All right? So now, I'm going to close out because we put out a lot of good information. We got about 600 people. God dog. No, we got 1K tonight. Hey, we need to clap it up, y'all. Thank everybody. We thank all of you for showing up. Yeah, we got 1K tonight. All right, over 1K. But anyway, we certainly love and appreciate all of you guys. I'm telling you, because we do it for you all. So I'm going to open up the floor to my co-host before I conclude this thing. Go ahead, Keith.
Nah, we said everything. I think they got a lot to unpack. They can go back to it. Bottom line is just understand it begins and starts with you. And you can be whatever it is that you want to be. You can dream whatever you want to be. You just have to believe, like you said. But then after that, put the action steps in the plan in to make it happen. As the 5 Ps we say, proper planning prevents poor performance. Go ahead, Mr.
Just
G.
saying that the other day. I couldn't think of all the P's, Keith.
Yeah, proper planning prevents poor performance. Exactly. Yep.
Okay. All right, Miss O'Neill.
Nope, I'm good. I be saying all I got to say while we go. I'm good.
You sure do. And you probably don't have it tonight. So we appreciate the input. We appreciate it all. But anyway, in conclusion, because we want everybody's lives to be enhanced, programming our subconscious mind for success is not about forcing changes. It's not about forcing anything to change in our life. It's about being consistent and intentional with our influence. It's about being consistent and intentional. Nobody wants to bring negativity in their lives, so I don't have to harp on it has to be positivity. When we talk about elevating our lives and changing, we're talking about people who are exercising certain things in their life to elevate it and turn the negativity into something positive. Your subconscious accepts whatever is repeated with emotions. Remember, it does not use logic. It does not use reasoning. It acts on whatever emotion that you bring, and particularly when it's repetitive. It learns how to act on that thought or that emotion. And it could be whether positive or negative. So, of course, we all want positivity in our lives. I would think so. No one's out here beating the bushes and trying to change things to become worse than what they already are. It's my strong belief that they want to become better. But if you do that, if you use positivity, if you use those steps that we discussed tonight to channel and funnel all of that energy into something positive, and we're very descriptive in what we want and desire, our subconscious mind will act on it, and it will make it our reality. In closing, let me say this so that you all will know. Your subconscious mind is already programmed. It's already programmed. It's there. If you don't do nothing, it's programmed not to do anything. If you're acting decisively and with good intent and with the love of our great Creator, then it's going to yield you positive results. If you're thinking negative, speaking negatively about yourself, it's going to give you those results. So I leave all of you with this. Your subconscious mind is already programmed, but the question is this: is it by default or by your intentional design? All right, everybody, thank you all. I've got to go look at the numbers, but I'm very, very happy and proud tonight. I think we broke our own record, so we appreciate you all. So we'll leave y'all and we'll see y'all next Wednesday. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, au revoir, and good night. We'll see you all next Wednesday. Take care.